Alright, so now I'm going to be driving to downtown Montreal. So I just took a stop to a Tim Hortons, get some coffee. Alright. In my opinion, this is probably one of the most interesting places I've been in North America, just because of how different it is in terms of, well, you get people that, looks like this guy does not, got his exit. Yeah. Even though it looks a lot like America, it's very different in its own different way. One of the main differences you'll see is that everything is in French. And when I mean everything, everything. So you got the stores, you'll see Costco's, you'll see Walmart's, you'll see different American chains, but they're all translated in French. You'll see all the road signs on the highways, they're all in French as well, which is pretty interesting. But their highway system is a lot like the U.S. It's not that different. So there's not a lot of differences in terms of the way things look. More so, it's the people that make it a little different, and the language they speak. Just gonna try to get on the highway. I know I'm supposed to cross, to get to downtown Montreal, I have to cross, I believe, Pont Jacques-Cartier. So it's not the one that's indicated on the sign to the left. But the roads here aren't maintained very well from what I see. And it's a little confusing to navigate, but they do a good job in terms of putting the signage in the appropriate places. That way you know ahead of time whether or not you need a turn or what have you. So that's Pont Champlain over there. That one would take you into, I believe, suburban Montreal. People here drive very slow. The limits, I've seen the limit on a highway to be 70 kilometers, which would be like 45 miles an hour almost. Just really low for a highway. I've never seen something like that, but it apparently works here, so that's why they have it. So, follow the sign. See it in the horizon. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but it's a cloudy day today, so it's not very easy to see the skyline. But behind those trees, you'll see the Montreal skyline. Also have, so we're on the other side. I believe we're on the east side of Montreal. So coming up, this is the same highway that would take you up from Interstate 87. If you follow 87 all the way up, you end up over here. This keeps going, I believe, until Quebec City. Actually, I made a mistake. It does not go to Quebec City. There's one that's parallel to it that does. And also, there's Port of Montreal, because we're on the St. Lawrence River, so you have ships coming in from overseas. So it's pretty busy over there, so you see a lot of traffic in terms of ships and commercial trucking companies that import freight. They have their minimum and maximum sign. The minimum is 60, maximum is 100 here. Which people barely do. Actually, people don't really drive very fast here. I could be doing probably about 3 or 4 over the limit, and I'd be passing people like crazy. But overall, I like this city a lot. I find it to be very different, and it keeps me coming back. Over there, where they had the 67 Expo, you'll see a little dome, a little wall over there. I think that was where the American Pavilion was. Different pavilions for different countries would be there. And over there, they have the casino. So there's our bridge. Our exit is in 2 kilometers. Pont Jacques-Cartier. See it in the distance. especially, like, I try to speak French as best as I can, but I suck. And you know what, they understand, and that's really, really nice of them. Because if they were to come down anywhere where I live and they'd speak French, nobody would tolerate it, and nobody would understand them. So I think the fact that it's different here and that they're tolerant of it really, really makes a difference. So our exit's coming up. There's the bridge. So there's a few condo developments on the other side. And a theme park. So we're going to be crossing through an island, so you'll see a theme park right there. So cross under the bridge. That theme park, I believe, was owned by Six Flags. It probably didn't make any money on it, sold it. The Six Flags sold a lot of their parks to private companies and other companies. So don't really know much about it. All I know is it's called La Ronde, based on the sign. Alright. Got a sharp turn ahead. They even have a Target here. So they have almost every store you can think of, except that it's a French variation of it. It means if you walk into like a Quebec Walmart, it's actually really cool. I just find it more interesting than anything else. And even just listening to people, it's very different. I mean, the environment looks the same, but it really isn't. That's what makes it really cool. I said it before. So there we are. We're getting on to Montreal Canada. Put it in English, so Pont-Jacques-Cartier Bridge. Those of us that don't know. And we're on. I think I should merge. Then through. I don't know much about this bridge. I think it's really old based on the way it looks. Montreal, there's a rule in the island of Montreal: you cannot make any right turns at all on a red light. So if there's a red light, even if there's no cars, you are not allowed to make a right turn. So that's something I had to get used to. I mean, I ran a few red lights, to be honest. And it's a little difficult to navigate just because you're not familiar with the area, but you get used to it after a few hours. So there's the theme park. Don't know if you can see through the fence. There's the pavilion. I'm going to be crossing the other half of the bridge in just 1 second. The speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour. I'm going 50 miles an hour. That's not a good thing, but everyone else is doing it, so I'm not going to press my brakes. And there's the water. Can't see it at all through the bridge. So the skyline will be over there. Let's see where we can turn. Caution, slow down. I think those the arrows over here, the lanes alternate in terms of rush hour and all that. So in terms of which direction you'll see the most traffic, I think we'll change it. So we're gonna get onto the 720 Centreville downtown. I think in the tourist areas they'll translate the road signs. Most areas they do not, just so people don't really have an excuse for getting lost or actually not obeying the rules. So in an area that would see a high volume of tourists, so just saw another car from New York here. So you'll see a lot of different people from Ontario, from New York, from Connecticut, Vermont especially. So you'll see people from all over the place here. There we are. 3 flags. I don't know why my video cut off, so I just kind of pulled over to fix that. It turns out I didn't have enough storage on my phone, so I deleted a lot of Bruce Springsteen albums. So I'm going to regret that later, but continue the video. Okay, so we're going to be going under the bridge. So you'll see the signs over here telling you to go to where all the tourist attractions are. They'll have a list. Normally it's a blue sign, which will tell you where things are supposed to be and how to get there as well. And I think I'm sitting in the wrong lane. Somebody's going to get very pissed at me because I'm in the right turn lane right now. And that's the right turn signal. Just hope it changes before somebody arrives. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Yep, getting honked at. No one's very happy with me. Sorry. Alright. Let's make a right turn. Casino de Montreal. Okay, and they have a lot of speed traps here. I never known that. Never seen a flash go off, but you'd never know until probably about 3 weeks later. So, per the sign earlier, we're gonna have to get on the 720 West. West. There it is. And I think we're going to go through a tunnel as well. This is tunnel in Ville Marie. So we're going to be going through the tunnel. I think it's as we get onto the 720. So we'll see how that works. But the road here is very bumpy. There are some holes that there are some potholes that can actually hurt you and the car at the same time. So something you got to watch out for. Yep. Worse than Detroit. Okay, so we're getting into the thing. Turn on our headlights. Dig a tunnel underneath the city just so they can build a highway. But this is old. This looks very old too. Probably from the 60s. Montreal experienced a big boom. They had the Olympics, the Expo. They had a lot going for them. And they still do. It's a booming city. A lot of people are moving from all over the world. You'll see different cultures and different types of people. So overall, it's a really great city. So there we are. We need to get off because that's his career. So let's get off at Rue at Water. So there's another person there. He's from Vermont. I see a lot of different people here. Alright. So we made our exit. So Pont Champlain. We don't want to do that. To the right lane. Rue University. Seems like a good idea. Yep, Rue University again. And we're out. There we are. And now we're in downtown Montreal. So we're right in the middle of it. So there it is. That's a green. That is the Place Bonaventure. I did a little work for them, what is it? A while ago, and apparently they have that ramp over there. You can actually drive a 53-foot truck right into their loading dock. So that was something that's pretty cool. I've never seen a place that was that equipped. Let's see. More buildings. Not a lot of skyscrapers like Toronto or New York or something, but it's interesting. It feels like there's a little more space here than most major cities do, which I like more. I'm not a city person myself, so. There's Rue Universities to the right, so there's a big church here. So we'll go in Rue University, so that's all about.